here, and you know what's going down. It's Shiyu defense, critical node. New critical node. Let's just get this started.
Time to clean the booth.
Take this.
Allow me, Jane.
Here's a taste of the abyss. I'll make it painless. Sturdy tricks. Ready. Victory's mine. It won't hurt for long, I promise. Done. Careful. I bite. Victory is in sight! No escape. The final act begins now.
Let me finish my...
We fighting? Okay, let's get ready.
So sleepy.
What a bother.
Soukaku, ready! Wadota!
James, time to rotate. My turn.
Not even close. The final act begins now. The brave fear nothing. Who's the hunter and who's the prey? Don't get sloppy.
With pleasure.
Get lost!
There's nowhere to run. And you all go flying! How annoying! Get lost! I knew this wouldn't be easy. it again. Clear out. Mind your manners. And you all go flying! Sick! Sneak it up. Get lost! Following order. Yep. There's nowhere to hide. Thank you for your patience. Don't move. Take this.
Ellen, switch out. Be gone.
Good riddance. Get back.
Amateurs.
Move it.
Time to clean the field.
How annoying. Get flushed. I knew this wouldn't be easy.
Watch out. Amateurs. Satisfactory.
Out of the way.
Yes, master.
The perfect bite.
Let me at him!
Careful. I bite.
There's nowhere to run. That's all you got!
Press the advantage.
The final act begins now.
Careful. It's back.
Wanna know what lurks in the dark? Mind your manners. That's all you got!
One fell swoop.
Victory is in sight!
Just give up.
Now, you're the prey.
And that is it for Shiyu Defense Critical Node. At least the October second half of Shiyu Defense. So, of course, I'm gonna be going over the 5th Frontier, 6th, and 7th Frontier since they are basically level 60 and above. So, without any further ado, let's cut to the chase and let's just talk about it. So, 5th Frontier, I would say it's probably the easiest one. You literally have Hollow Raiders and then ethereal Hollow Raiders. Yeah, really nothing for me to say there. So, well, for the first half, since they are weak to ice and physical, and they're weak to they resist nothing, you can literally run whatever you want. Yep. So this is a, this is a floor where you can run basically anything that you want, and you have, like, no downsides. So you don't even have to run any physical and ice, but if you do run physical and ice, it should be easier. So yeah, but I would say probably the most annoying enemy out of the two is the Intimidator. Of course, he has red attacks. Red attacks are pretty annoying in this game. You can't parry them. You can only dodge them. So yeah, but he shouldn't be that bad either, because the Intimidator attacks sometimes. Yeah. So the most of the attacking is probably gonna be the bulky Enforcer. He is just gonna be attacking you relentlessly. But as for the Intimidator, not so much, I would say. The only annoying thing is that he'll shoot you from a distance. So yeah. But overall, should be pretty easy to deal with. They are basic Hollow Raiders. So yeah. And as for the second half, it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that these guys are weak to fire and are resistant to electric. So you can't bring any electric agents for this second half, unfortunately, but you can run basically anything but electric. So these enemies are pretty basic too. Frenzied Maniac is probably the most annoying out of all of these, especially since he does love to attack a lot. So yeah, but other than that, should be pretty basic overall. These are just normal Hollow Raider ethereals, so yeah, shouldn't give you that much trouble. If you do have 11 Kaleda, this should be quick work since they are weak to fire. So yeah, I guess I would say here for both of these floors, just bring your best team. That's basically it. So yeah, pretty simple, really. As for 6th Frontier, now we can actually start talking about these enemies because they are basically, well, they are hard. I will say that they are hard, especially since you have literally the hardest enemy in the game currently, Doppelganger Jane. Doppelganger Jane is really, really annoying. She's extremely annoying. She loves to attack a lot. She loves to attack relentlessly. She has a lot of red attacks. You can parry her, by the way. That does stop her. She also has another weakness besides getting parried, of course. She has the weakness of getting staggered. Yes, you can stagger her. So characters like Seth, who literally can stagger with EX, is basically Jane's kryptonite. So yeah, you could literally just use Seth EX and she gets stunned. Basically, any agent who can just stagger her is pretty great. Qingyi is a great example. Her EX literally does interrupt her, which is pretty great overall. So yeah, especially since EXs do give you invincibility, which is pretty great, especially against Jane. Of course, some exceptions, of course, like Piper, who doesn't get invincibility on EX. But you can still just run physical agents like Piper anyway, since she is weak to physical right here. So she should go down pretty quickly, especially if you do have Anomaly. But if you're gonna be going for the stun route, make sure to at least do an ultimate when she is down on her stun, because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, she has the lowest stun timer in the game. Yeah, I'm not joking. She literally has the lowest stun timer in the game. So literally you only have like one combo or one attack to do before she literally starts moving again. So basically the game is trying to tell you that the best counter to her is literally bring Anomaly agents. So basically Jane versus Jane. Yep, that is basically your best matchup against her. But if you don't have Jane, of course, I said it before, you can run Piper. Neko is pretty good too, since she is a quick DPS to work with, since her EX is pretty fast. So yeah, you can just run like a combination of Neko, Piper, and you should be good to go. Since Neko needs Assault, and Piper triggers that pretty easily. So yeah. But the best advice I would give for Jane is that you have to watch out for attacks, of course, especially the red ones. She does love to move around in the map a lot, so be prepared to chase her down at a moment's notice. Because she does love to waste your time if she does go like backwards. But other than that, Jane is pretty much well, she is a wild card. She literally is just she's just her. I would say that. So the best advice I could give you is good luck. Yeah. I'm not joking. And as for the second half, thankfully it's pretty easy. At least easier compared to Jane. The only threat you have to deal with is the shielded defender. So this guy, he is less annoying than Jane, but that doesn't mean he's still annoying. He has the flamethrower attack, should be pretty easy to dodge overall. He has the missiles that are not flashed, by the way. They don't flash red, so you have to basically watch out for them. He also has a shield. That shield is really annoying because he does attacks on it. If he does the electric burst attack, you're eating 2k. Yeah, so you better dodge that. He also has the electric stomp attack. That also is not telegraphed, by the way, by flashes. So you do basically have to watch and see when the electric floor explodes. He also has that one attack where he sends rods on the floor and they do damage. So you also have to watch out for those as well. He basically has a lot of attacks that don't have yellow parry flashes. He has a lot of red attacks. He just has a lot of red attacks. So basically, my best advice to give you is watch out for them. And since he is weak to fire and physical, you can run those to make your life easier, like 11, Kaleda. You can run Caesar if you want. So yeah, pretty basic overall, I would say, in what to bring. But of course, besides ether, since it does resist ether, you can run other agents too. I mean, look at this. I ran ice team. Yeah, so you can literally run ice team and you should be fine. So yeah, just bring whatever you want as long as it is not ether. So yeah. That's basically it for the 6th frontier. And now for the 7th frontier. The 7th frontier, I would say it's probably slightly harder than the 6th frontier, and that's because these enemies have high health. So you basically, this is basically a DPS check frontier. Yeah, it's a DPS check frontier. Especially for Dolahan from the first half, he has a lot of health. I mean it. He really does have a lot of health. So you have to basically bring your best, and you can, thankfully, because none of these enemies resist attributes. Yeah, so you can literally run whatever you want. You can run physical, fire, electric. It doesn't have to be ice or ether, which is pretty great overall, which means that more team flexibility for you. So, the only thing that you probably have to watch out for Dolahan is after he gets stunned and when he recovers from stun, he does this one attack where he pushes you away. It is kind of telegraphed, but if you don't know about it, then you're gonna be eating a hit. So yeah, you don't want that to happen. But overall, Dolahan's attack patterns are pretty easy. Even the dash attack he does is pretty telegraphed. So yeah, I would say you just have to stun them as fast as you can, and then just try to beat him up. Yeah, he has a lot of health, so just be prepared to be doing as best as you can against him. You probably have to beat him in like 3 or 2 cycles. So yeah. As for the second half, we have Razor. Yeah. You know how annoying he is, right? So he loves to do jump attacks. He loves to do electric attacks as well. He loves to just mess you up. He does love to dash at you as well. So yeah, you just have to watch out for those. Parry is going to be your best friend. I will say that. Parrying him is easy because he loves to attack a lot. And besides, if you are running a stun agent that does love to parry, you can just basically do as much damage as you can. Literally, the best answer to this guy is Jane and Caesar. Yeah, if you run those two, you should be fine. You don't even need a third agent at that point. But if you guys don't have those agents, of course you can run substitutes like Piper, Neko, 11. Yeah, basically, you know what I mean. So yeah. The best advice I could give you for Rampant Brute or Razor is well, parry a lot, of course. Try to stun him as fast as you can. That way you can do a lot of damage. Thankfully though, he does have a pretty decent stun timer, so you can get like 2 combos or like a combo and then like an EX or something like that. So yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to beat him, I would say, if you do have properly built teams, of course. So yeah, that is basically it for the 7th Frontier. I know, short, right? But there's really nothing for me to say here because these enemies have already been featured in the Frontiers before in Critical Node. So yeah, really nothing for me to say. So yeah. Well, anyways, now it's time to talk about the teams I used on the 7th Frontier. Because, well, I mean, I love to showcase teams anyway. And also, well, it's a more of an insight for you guys to see what my builds are. So yeah. Well, anyways, the first agent that we're going to be talking about today is the Shark Girl Thyrin Maid of Ellen Jo of Victoria Housekeeping. So Ellen, I'm pretty, like, out of all the agents here, Ellen is the one that changed the most. Yeah. So if you guys look back into the critical nodes that I do, Ellen was at 73 crit rate with 130 crit damage, or at least around there. Now she's at 150 at a cost of 3 crit rate. Yeah, that means she hits harder. So other than that, she has high attack as well. As you see there, 2k attack. She has ice damage bonus, of course. Just your typical Ellen build. As for skills right here, she is at core level 5 with level 8 skills. Pretty basic overall. She performed great even if she is just at level 8 talents with a level 5 core. Still, I would say to level up her core first. That is your best priority. If you do have Ellen, because it gives you 100% crit damage on a flash freeze trimming, which is her basic attack. Of course, since you are going to be using her basic attacks a lot, you should level up basic attack as well. Same with EX and ultimate. Ultimate is pretty great since she is a DPS. It means that that's where all her damage goes to. Of course, besides her basics. Her EX literally gets her to a basic attack, so you also want to level that up as well. It basically combos well with her core, which gives her 100% crit damage as well. Also, again, her additional ability gives her more ice damage bonus, which is also another reason why you should level up these three. So yeah. As for equipment right here, I have her at, well, as you see here, 2-piece Woodpecker Electro, 4-piece Polar Metal. Yep, the most basic build that you'll ever see. 4-piece Polar, since she is a Ice Agent with basic attacks, it combos well with her. 2-piece Woodpecker Electro, because the more crit rate you have, the more crit damage that you're able to do. So yeah, that's basically it. As for the W engine of choice, of course, I do have her W engine at level 50 right there. Pretty great overall. And as for her Mindscape Cinema, or, well, Mindscape M0. She doesn't need M0 or M1 or 2 to be good. So yeah, M0 basically. And that is it for Ellen Jo. Basically the MVP of this run, of course. Ellen just did most of the damage here. I would say though that everyone's an MVP here because they all did their job. So yeah. As for the second agent of the first half, we have Von Lycaon, the boss of Victoria Housekeeping. So he hasn't changed at all. He's basically just the same. He has 180 impact, minimum crit damage, ice damage, of course, with energy regen on the side. So yeah. As for skills and talents, 6 talent, 4 core skill. Yeah, pretty basic overall, really. He doesn't really need that much help overall since his main focus is to do stuns. But since you are going to be doing a lot of basic attacks, because of course if you are at level 7 core, you do 80% increased days on the basic attacks, you want to level up basic attack. That is what he's going to be doing most of the time and all the time. Besides that, you can also run EX since it does combo with his additional ability right here, which is pretty great overall. It also combos well with his other core passive because it does give you ice damage res shred, which is great for the ice team overall. So of course you should level up a special attack too, since you are going to be using EX sometimes. As for the others, you can run assist too, since he is going to be a stun agent most of the time on field. You can just use the defensive assist, which grants you great days, which is pretty good. So yeah, I would say just level up these two, and you could level this up maybe if you think that you are going to be pairing a lot with them. So yeah. As for equipment right here, I gave him the bare minimum build right here. Basically 4-piece Shock Star, 2-piece Swing Jazz. It's your typical stun agent build. Swing Jazz, why I opted for that is because, of course, since he is going to be using EX to get ice damage res shred, my bad, he is basically going to be needing that energy regen, so he's able to get his EX much more frequently. So yeah, that's the reason why I gave him Swing Jazz. As for Mindscape Cinema, M0. He doesn't need it to be good. So yeah. And that is it for Von Lycaon. Also an MVP of the Ice team. But overall, I would say the Ice team is like one of the best teams in the game. So yeah, basically everyone there's an MVP. As for the third agent, we have the food-loving Oni of Section 6, soukaku. So soukaku, again, she hasn't changed either. Minimum crit damage with ER, of course. She also has high attack right there. And that's basically it. The more attack you have, by the way, the more attack that you give to your teammates. So it's basically imperative that you should level up your attack as much as you can. Especially since her core literally gives her attack. Yeah, so at core level 7, she gets 20% attacked with the up to a max of 1000 attack for your party members, which is pretty great overall. So basically, If you do level up her core more, you basically could just decrease the amount of attack you need for soukaku. But she still wants high attack regardless because her EX actually hits pretty hard. So yeah. And you could probably see here, well, these are my skills and my core. Core level 4, 8 on skills, but 9 on EX. So literally for soukaku, the only thing that you're going to be doing ever is this. That's it. That's all you're going to be doing. And that's because per EX you get a vortex stack. When you get 3 vortex stacks, you can hold E to consume all the vortex stacks to give you attack. Yep, 1k. Literally 1k attack for you guys. So yeah. Of course, since she is going to be mostly in the ice team, you can just do additional ability to get ice damage bonus as well. Most of the time she's going to be paired up with Ellen, which is pretty great for her. She also does want to level up Chain, of course. If you level up Chain, you can hit harder, especially if you do have her at MC6 or M6 or Mindscape Cinema 6. And that's because she does more damage when she does Chain. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So, yeah, you can literally just run, ultimate Ultimate soukaku if you want. But most of the time, you are going to be just using EX. So I would say the most priority, of course, you should level up is, besides her core, EX. So yeah. As for equipment right here, basic build, really. We have Hormone Punk Swing Jazz. Swing Jazz, of course, since she is going to be a support, and she is going to be doing chains most of the time, you do want that 15% damage bonus, which is pretty great. Since she does want attack, of course, I gave her 2-piece attack. So that she combos well, of course, with her core skill. So yeah, and of course, as for her W engine, it is the Bashful Demon. Pretty great W engine overall. And of course, for Mindscape Cinema or or Mindscape, we have MC6 or M6, which is pretty great overall. I would say. I forgot to mention about lycaon. Lycaon's W engine is the Restrained. Yeah, it's the Restrained at 3 stars, by the way. If you don't know how I got that, watch my pull videos. Yeah. So, that's basically it for soukaku. Pretty great overall, I would say. She is one of the best supports in the game, if not the best support in the game. But I would say that if it were 1.1. But, enough about the foreshadowing here. Let's talk about the Bang Boo that I used for, the first half. Yeah, Shark Boo. Shark Boo, of course. Shark Boo is pretty great overall. Literally 100% anomaly buildup if you have Ice attribute. And since Shark Boo is a Ice Bang Boo, combos really well with the Ice agents, of course. So yeah, that's basically it. As for the second half team, we have really broken team. Honestly, I would say, you could quote me on this, by the way. I would say this is probably the best team in the game. Yeah, I'm not joking. This is literally the best team in the game. So let's talk about it. So, we have Jane, the undercover cop of criminal investigations, or PubSec. So, Jane right here has not changed either. 400 AP with high attack, of course. Physical damage, of course. She's mainly going to be on field just doing a bunch of anomaly damage. So that's the reason why you should level up attack and anomaly proficiency. The more you have, of course, the more damage you're able to do. Especially since Jane's core really does help you build up physical anomaly. Speaking of that, I also gave her anomaly mastery as well. The more anomaly mastery you have, the higher chances you have to inflict assault, of course. As for her core skill and her skills in general, level 7 skills, core level 4. So yeah, you should level this up though, because you get 40% crit rate, and also you get a 0.16% increase crit rate per AP you have. So basically, if you do have like something like 400 AP, it's guaranteed crits. Literally, guaranteed crits. Yeah, with 100% crit damage on top of that. Of course, since you're going to be running her with additional, you are going to be getting a lot of anomaly buildup, which is pretty great overall. So yeah, Besides that, of course, all of her skills are honestly really good to level up. I'm not joking. Besides assist, of course. You probably won't be using assist a lot since you're not going to be parrying with this team. Caesar's going to be doing all the parrying. So yeah. But as for the other skills, they are pretty great. Basic is pretty good too. It is what she is going to be doing most of the time. Dash attack is pretty good too. You're going to be dodging a lot with her. Which is also pretty great. EX literally gives her half a anomaly build-up bar for free, which is also pretty great as well. Her chain and ult do so much damage and so much anomaly build-up. Yeah, literally, you just run, or you could just level up whatever skill you want, as long as it increases her anomaly build-up rate and her damage. So that's basically it. I would say the skill priority, of course, is basic attack, dash, and then these two are equal priority. So yeah. That's basically it for Jane. As for equipment right here, basic build really. We have Freedom Blues, 2-piece Freedom Blues for AP proficiency or anomaly proficiency. And then we have Fanged Metal, of course. Since she is going to be doing a lot of assaults, it's pretty great overall for her because it increases her damage, which is well, what she does most of the time because, well, as you see there, look at that damage. Yeah, her literal core skill gives her so much damage. So yeah, a 4-piece physical is her best build, of course. As for the W engine, I do have her main W engine. Does a lot of damage, gives her AP. Yep, pretty great overall. As for MC, or Mindscape Cinema, she is at M0. She doesn't really need M, C, or M to be good. So yeah, it's pretty great overall. That Jane is able to be ran without Mindscape Cinema, and she still pops off to this very day. So yeah. Well, there is a Jane. Pretty great agent overall. I would say she's the best physical agent in the game. As for another best agent in the game, I would say Qingyi is the best agent in the game that shares a spot with a certain leader of a Sons of Caledon. But enough about me foreshadowing again. We have Qingyi here, who is a 500-plus-year-old automaton of PubSec. Yeah. You probably know that she is 500 plus years old. If you don't, then there's your fun fact. So as for Qingyi right here, she has high impact, crit damage, of course. Your basic DPS build, energy regen, typical DPS stats, of course. Stun agents really do want the crit damage, by the way, especially since you are going to be doing a lot of damage on field. So yeah. They are going to be on field most of the time, and you are going to be doing a lot of damage. So might as well squeeze out a bit of extra damage, right? So yeah. As for skills, of course, she is at core level 5 with level 7 on basic, and the rest at level 6. So her core is literally really broken. The more you have, the more stun damage multiplier you're able to build up, which is really is broken. It's absolutely broken. Busted. Literally level this up first. You're not going to be disappointed. As for her other skills, since she is going to be stunning a lot, basic is going to be her most important skill to level up. Moonlit Blossoms. That's all I gotta say. Moonlit Blossoms. As for the others, EX is pretty good to level up too because it gets her to her 3rd basic. Similar to Ellen Jo, basically. If you're going to be doing dodges a lot, you can level up dodge because if you do her 3rd basic and then you dodge, or if you dash, you can literally go back into 3rd basic. So yeah, it's pretty good. You can also level up assist. You're going to be parrying a lot anyway, so it's pretty nice. Since Qingyi does do decent damage on chain, you can level up chain as well. But I would say your top priority, of course, is going to be your basic. No doubt about it, since it does combo with her core skill. As for equipment right here, basic build really. 4-piece Shockstar Disco, 2-piece Swing Jazz. The same set that lycaon runs. So again, Swing Jazz is pretty important for, well, at least my Qingyi build because her 3rd basic, literally, you could just combo EX into 3rd basic. Yep, pretty simple really. As for her other piece, Shockstar Disco, it's the main stun. It's the main stun disc. Really, 20% more days. Yep, that's pretty much it. As for MC, she's at M0. She doesn't need M to be pretty good. But if you do get her at like M1 or M2, she's gonna be popping off like crazy. Because at M1 she becomes the fastest stunner in the game. Yeah. Enough said. So that is qingyi right there. Pretty cool overall. Oh, I almost forgot. Her W engine, of course. The best W engine in the game. No doubt about it. Yep. Jade Teapot. Literally gives her teammates attack. It literally increases her stun damage. And also increases the rate that she stuns the enemy. Which means that she stuns even faster. Yep. That's basically it. So there's qingyi. I would still say that she is the best agent in the game, but there's also another best agent in the game. Caesar. Yeah. Well, if you couldn't tell about the foreshadowings, yes, she's the best agent in the game. Yep. Along with qingyi. And she also is the best support in the game. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't count Caesar as a support character, then I would say soukaku is the best support in the game, alongside of course Nicole and Lucy. Those two free-to-play supporters are the best supporters in the game. But if you don't count like pure supporter characters, and if you count like basically defense agents as supports, then yes, Caesar's the best support in the game. So yeah. Well, anyways, Caesar King, the overlord of the Outer Ring and the leader of the Sons of Caledon. So, for Caesar, the main important stat you want to level up is Impact, which is what I did. So yeah. Since she is going to be on field sometimes, and you are going to be using her for chains, especially since if you do use her chain, you can get her shield up, I gave her crit rate damage. Yep, typical build. Physical damage, of course, just your typical physical damage build. Basically, it's what she runs, well, if you are going to be running her on a generic team, which is what I do run. If you're not going to be running her on a generic team, you can just run AP. AP works, since she does do a lot of physical damage, and she does work great with Jane, of course. You can run her as well with Neko. AP is pretty great if you're going to be running her specifically on anomaly teams. But since I do run her on mostly everyone, I just ran the generic build. So yeah. As for the skills right here, she is at core level 5 with level 7 skills. Pretty basic overall. You should level up core first, of course, because the, well, you have 1,400% of her impact. Again, this is the reason why you should level up impact, because the more impact you have, the stronger her shield becomes. But that's not all. If you have Radiant Aegis, 1,000 attack. 1,000 attack. Yeah. That's the same as soukaku. That's literally the same as soukaku. Yeah, so, she basically just becomes, like, better soukaku. So, with the shield. Yeah, she becomes soukaku with the shield. Literally, one of the best supports in the game because of how long this lasts. It literally lasts as long as you have Radiant Aegis on you, which is pretty great overall. So, yeah. Definitely you should level up her core first. As for her skills right here, since she's going to be doing a lot of EXs, EX, of course, you're going to be doing a lot of parries, of course, which is also the reason why you should level up assists. These two right here are the most important things that you should level up. EX literally puts up a lot of stun, of course, and it also combos well with her core, because when you do EX, you're able to get the shield. Her assist is pretty important too, because if you do parry, it combos with her additional ability, which grants a debuff of 25% more damage on enemies if you do a parry. And it also combos with, well, segue moment, her 4-piece set. Yeah, so for her build, I ran Protopunk. Protopunk, when you do a defensive assist, that includes her, by the way, you literally get 15% increased damage. Yeah. So, on top of the 15% increased damage, you also get the 25% debuff. Yep. So, yeah, it's pretty important that you should level up her core, of course, and also her skills that revolve around her core. As for the 2-piece set, since she is going to be having a lot of impact, and if you want like a lot of impact for her shield, of course, I gave her 2-piece impact, of course. As for the W engine of choice, I gave her her own W engine. It grants her impact percent. So yeah. And as for Mindscape Cinema or MC or M, she is at M0. She doesn't need, again, Mindscape Cinema to be good, but her MC is pretty good. M1 to be specific, literally gives her more like damage reduction. Yeah, so this means that you could literally just run her, do a parry, and then you get more. So on top of the 25% that you do, you can literally just do more damage to the enemy. As well as she doesn't need to put up the shield if you do have her at M1. She literally, all she has to do is go on the field. That's it. That's all you do. And she literally gets her shield back. So yeah. Caesar is pretty great overall. I would say she's the best agent in the game by far. Of course, along with Qingyi. As for the Bang Boo of choice, since I do run Jane with Caesar, I was able to run Bang Volver. Bang Volver increases your anomaly buildup. It also increases the physical damage, of course. Physical damage and anomaly. Guess who combos well with that? This Rat Thyron. So yeah, pretty great overall, I would say, as for my team lineup right here. And that is basically it for this well, Shiyu defense critical node video. So yeah. Well, of course, if you guys do enjoy this Shiyu defense video, be sure to support the channel by leaving a like and subscribing. It really does mean a lot if you do support the channel. Helps me keep me motivated, making more videos for you guys and pumping out content. So again, if you do support the channel, thank you guys so much for supporting it. It really does mean a lot. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So again, thank you guys so much for supporting. As for the comment section down below, what do you think about this critical node? You think it's easy? You think it's hard? What teams did you use on those critical nodes? Did you have a hard time with your team lineup? Or do you think you had the team that basically just cleared it out instantly? Let me know in the comments down below. I would be eager to wait for your comments so that I can, well, at least start a discussion. So yeah. And as always, thank you guys for watching this critical node video, and I'll see you guys in the next gotcha video.